down and listening along, but taking up a standing stance is good if you can manage it. Knees gently bent, back nice and straight. The tailbone pulling softly down towards the ground, maybe tucking a tiny bit forwards. Top of the head gently pulling up toward the blue sky, chin tucking gently backward. Soft tummy, relaxed chest, relaxed shoulders. Sometimes it's nice just to test your shoulders, just to lift them right up to your ears. Squeeze them up to your ears and then move them towards the back. And then really release them and let them go down. You do that a couple of times. Squeeze them up right underneath your earlobes. Push them towards the back. And then gently sink them down. One more time. Lift up. Squeeze back. And consciously let the whole thing relax. Whole body, just let it relax. So when we take up this comfortable stance, knees bent, tailbone dropping down a little bit, top of the head lifting up, we get a nice long straight spine. The soft knees allow the chi to flow up from the earth, up into the belly. This nice long extended spine, pushing the head up into the blue sky, just allows the chi to gently pour down into the belly. And so this is the best position for kind of harvesting chi into our bodies. So we always start off just with the same warm-up exercises. Very simple, gentle warm-up, just comes from the very core of your body. Just allow your spine to turn, and gently look back over one shoulder. Back to the front, and gently look over the other shoulder. And then you can release the waist and just allow the body to turn from side to side. So we're really concentrating on making the back, the belly, the part that turns. Don't turn with your shoulders, don't turn with your wrists, really turn from deep inside the core of you. Just allow your hands to gently thump onto your body. So you'll feel the back of the wrist gently tapping the small of your back. You'll feel your forearm gently tapping across your tummy. Each of these little thumps onto the body just stimulate the underlying chi. Just start the energy moving around the body. So just behind the belly button, deep inside, we have lower dantian, the lower energy field. And when you tap onto the belly button, when you tap onto the small of the back, we're stimulating the major gateways that open into this energy field deep in the center of the body. So the idea is that the acupuncture points all around our body, if we tap on them, we can stimulate them. Also, that if we tap on them, we can gently kind of open them. And so they're seen as being gateways. You can enter in and go out through a gate, obviously. And so the idea is that chi inside the body can be released, and any chi that's required can be gathered in. And so we start by tapping these various points around the body, and they open and release chi as required, or gathered chi as required. Same on the palm of your hands. Just open up the palm of the hands and just let them tap on the side of the body. Again, you're opening up an acupuncture point on your hand that allows chi to flow and move through the body. You can feel there's a a general overall movement of the body. Clearly, we're moving our waist, which is rotating the spine. We're also moving your shoulders, your elbows and wrists as well. We'll get onto the neck in a minute. But also you can feel that your hips move a bit, your knees move a bit, even your ankles are moving. So it's got a very subtle waking up of the whole body. Very easy to do. Very simple to learn. Very effective in my opinion. Just a great overall wakener up for the body. Okay, so about getting the full maneuver for the spine, we can start to slow this exercise down a bit. Now look over your shoulder. You can actually include the top of the spine as well. So we use our head, we look back over the shoulder. Okay, so one thing I would say is that sometimes when we do this, it can make you feel a little bit dizzy. That's a natural reaction. It's very often the chi moving upwards in your body, makes the blood flow upwards into your head, makes you feel lightheaded. So if that happens to you, just concentrate on your feet. Okay, so just squeezing your big toe against the ground and seeing how that feels when it connects. Really, really deep connection, big toes into the ground. Move along to the next one, which may or may not be called your index toe. I've never figured that out. Just imagine, pressing that next one against the ground. Really make a connection and feel downwards through that toe into the earth. Move on to the middle toe and do the same thing. Concentrate on the sensation of the middle toe squeezing the earth. Onto the ring toe and onto the little toe. Gently squeeze them and concentrate. Think about the ball of your foot pressing against the earth. Imagine you could grow roots out of the ball of your foot on either side and have the roots go down into the earth. Imagine your roots growing tap roots, clinging on at the sides, drawing you ever more connected to the earth. And by the time you've run through that process, that starts to help you balance. You start to feel less wobbly. Okay, and this next exercise we're about to do will help that sensation too if you feel lightheaded. So let the whole body slow down, gently, gently, no hurry. Just slowly, it's like a clockwork toy winding down. I realize that's a reference I'll have to update one day, but I can't think of anything better. Who knows about clockwork these days? Okay, so hands deep in the earth and lift up. Imagine your chi hands can comb downwards through your chi body, gathering energy from your head, moving it down into your chest, moving the energy down into your belly. And then we let the chi run down our legs and back into the earth. Gather. Draw chi down. So if there's been excess chi in your head, if you felt dizzy, you can imagine pulling this chi all the way down. We store it deep inside the belly. So the hands can briefly stop in front of the belly. Imagine all the chi gathering there, and then just release and imagine the circuit we create as our hands, as the chi kind of gets guided down through the legs into the ground. So do that again, lifting up and pouring down. So I tend to find that 3 times is enough to kind of stabilize me. But if you feel lightheaded, you just keep going with that. There's no problem. You can always catch up with what we're doing after, when you've finished. So perhaps you might need to do it 10 times. No problem. Also, if you feel lightheaded, sit down, lie down. Don't hesitate to look after yourself. Okay, so now we're going to do some simple forward and back bends. So stretch the hands up once more, up into the blue sky. Now then, what we do is just bend our arms and our head, just tipping over the top of the neck so the arms and ears stay together. You can see the body stays straight. And then we start to arch, upper back, arch into the middle back, arch into the lower back, and let the body hang down. Well, it doesn't really matter where you get to, just let the body hang and relax. Whole body relaxes here. Keep the knees soft. Just let the body gently hang. We imagine our foot split into 4 pieces. First of all, just gently stretch down towards your toes and release. Then just imagine a line between the roots of your toes. Gently stretch towards that line and release. Imagine a line drawn between your insteps. Gently stretch towards that line and release. And eventually one that's drawn between your heels. Gently stretch back. As you can see, we get deeper with each gradual stretch and release. Let the body hang. To bring oneself standing upright, point your tailbone up into the blue sky behind you, and then swing the tailbone to the front of the body and slowly start to build the spine up vertebra by vertebra, and then join the arms and ears together again and bring them up as one piece. Gently drawing up, gently stretching up into the blue sky. Let's do some back bends then. Let the knees drift forward and you can gently lean back. Stretching up and gently lean back. Stretching up and gently lean back. Stretching up and gently lean back. Good, hands up into the blue sky. We can do some side bends as well. Drift down on the left-hand side and feel the right side of the body gently stretch open. Drift down on the right-hand side. Feel the left side of the body gently stretch and open. Down on the left. And down on the right. Bring your hands up into the blue sky. So we can run through that whole set again. So this first detail is the ears and arms together. The body stays straight. We just crane the neck over, ears and arms, till the arms are parallel to the floor. Then you can start into the upper back, into the middle back, into the lower back. Bend your knees and relax gently down. The back of the neck relax. Tuck the tummy in slightly, let the body hang. Okay, so let's extend softly towards our toes. And then release. In line with the roots of our toes. And release. Work toward the insteps. And release. Work towards the heels. Release, just let the body hang. So point the tailbone up into the blue sky behind you. Feel your legs kind of straighten a bit. And then swing the tailbone towards the front of the body. Start to build the spine up. Engage ears and arms as one piece. And draw up in a big cantilever movement. Up to full height. And stretch. Let the knees drift forward. And you can gently lean back. Up. And gently back, up, and gently back, up, and gently back. Hands up into the blue sky. Side bend, drift to the left-hand side. Feel the right side of the body stretch open. You can bring that right hand kind of over to the right. To the left. Let's go the other way. So the right hand comes down. Left side of the body opens and gently extend the left all the way over to the right side. Down on the left. And down on the right. Stretch hands up into the blue sky. So we can run through the whole exercise again. You can also do it with your legs locked back, which gives an extra hamstring stretch. So try that, see if you can manage. You can always unlock your knees, but keep the legs straight if possible. So tipping over the head, the arms, the ears with the legs completely straight, and then allowing yourself to roll gently into the upper back, into the middle back, into the lower back. Let the body gently relax down and hang. So we keep the legs as straight as we possibly can. Tummy tucks in a little bit, body just gently hangs here. Back of the neck, try and relax the back of the neck as much as you can so you're not looking up, almost like the top of the head heading down to the ground. Softly extend down towards your toes. And then release. In line with the roots of your toes. Release. Work towards the insteps. And release. Work towards the heels. Release and relax. Lift the tailbone to point up behind you. Swing the tailbone to the front of the body. Spine gently curls up. Arms and ears gather and come up as one piece. Stretch up into the blue sky. Release knees and hips forward as you lean back. Stretching up and gently back. Stretching up and gently back. Stretching up and gently back. Hands go up into the blue sky. Left hand arcs down, right side of the body opens. Right hand goes down, left side of the body opens. On the left. And on the right. Draw the hands up into the blue sky. Last time through the whole process. So keeping the legs nice and straight. Just tipping over the top of the spine. The nape of the neck really gets worked here. And then we arch into the upper back, arch into the middle back, arch into the lower back. We keep the legs as straight as we can. Let the body hang here. Tuck the tummy in. Back of the neck relaxes. You could try shifting the weight a tiny bit forward to the front of your feet and just feel that extra extension in the hamstrings. Okay, so from this posture here, gently down towards your toes and release. In line with the roots of your toes. Release. Work towards your insteps. And release. Work towards the heels, nice deep bend. Release and relax. Body gently hangs. Tailbone lifts up behind, tailbone pushes to the front, spine rolls up, head, arms and ears gently roll up. Stretch up into the blue sky, stretch. Drift the knees and the hips gently forward as you lean back. Stretching up and gently back. Stretching up, gently back. Stretching up and gently back. Hands up into the blue sky. Let the left hand gently curl down. Right side of the body opens. Down on the right. down on the left, and down on the right. Good. Bring the right hand up to meet the left hand. Just allow your hands to hang over the crown of your head for a moment, as if you're imagining standing in a shower. But this shower is not water, it's chi pouring over your body, washing your body clean, filling your body with fresh energy. Stretch up into the blue sky, and then gently release your hands down the sides in a great wide arc, slowly bringing the hands down. Nothing needs to be done quickly. Let me go back to our gathering exercise that we did before. Imagine you can plug your hands into the energy in front of you. Lift up a beautiful ball of chi. Gently draw it up above the crown of your head. Pour the chi down so you release shoulders, elbows, wrists, and hands down over the top of the head. Imagine the chi flowing into your brain. Imagine you can draw it down through your neck, deep into the center of your chest, down into your belly, filling the belly with chi. And then we release the hands and allow the chi to flow down the legs, back into the earth to make a lovely circuit. Let's gather that circuit again. So as I say, 3 times is normally the charm, but if you find you need to do it 5 times, 10 times, 20 times to make yourself feel balanced, if you feel you need to sit down, lie down, this is your class, not mine. Make it work for you. Okay, perhaps one more. Deep into the belly. The hands pour down. We'll do that one more time. Gather our hands onto our tummies. Gather and lift up. And then gently move the chi through your body. Drawing the chi down to your belly. And then just let your hands settle on your tummy button. So if you're not used to standing, it's nice just to have a chair sitting behind you. You can sort of stand for a while and then just let yourself sit down when you want to, without having to think about it. Whole body relaxes. Body relaxes and mind expands. So Dr. Pang, the founder of Zheneng Qigong, he wrote this poem. It's a standard Chinese poemic form. It's got 4 characters, 8 lines. 4 characters per line, 8 lines. It's called the 8 Phrases of Qi, and encapsulated in it is all the information for getting ourselves into the right state to begin our exercises. I haven't sung it for a long time, so I'm going to sing it for you. Just relax. Ting tian li di, sing song yi chang, wai ji ying ne ji, shen chong ma gong, yi niao bo qi, shen zhou tai kong, shen yi jiao ti. Joshan Rong Rong. Joshan Rong Rong. So it speaks of allowing this connection to happen through the soles of your feet, deep into the earth. From the top of the head, out into the blue sky. From your skin, your breath, out into nature. Realizing there's no longer a disconnect between you and the outside world, that you're actually swimming through this beautiful sea of chi. Just allow ourselves to relax and open up. So as we connect out and our body relaxes, the next line says mind expands. So we often kind of find ourselves, or we're guilty of finding ourselves kind of trapped inside our heads and imagining that's as far as we go. But the truth is, you think about the future all the time. You think about the past all the time. You're constantly wondering. And so it's possible for your mind to expand with great ease. We want you just to feel through your body for a moment. Search gently through your body. Feel into anything that might be a little uncomfortable. There's never a problem with moving your feet a little bit. I know that sometimes when you're standing, doing standing qigong, your feet can become very sore. There's no problem with just trying to gently sort of move them a bit, get the blood flowing, shake them out. The truth is that with the feet, they very soon become used to it. In a few weeks' time, your feet will be completely normal. But sometimes when you first start, you think, wow, I can't do this. My feet are on fire. So if that ever occurs to you, just gently move the feet a bit. There's no point in suffering terribly. Same with your back. You have to find something that works. Try tucking your tailbone forward, chin back, get a nice posture. Sometimes you have to move your shoulders a little bit. All these little micro movements, that's fine. So we expand our mind through the body and feel into it and see if there's anything that needs a little adjustment. Try something different. Quieten the mind. So it's fine to have the mind gently scanning the body, gently feeling into the chi space around you. But what we want to encourage is the mind to stop zooming away. So we spend an awful lot of time combing the past for some sort of meaning. Everybody claims that history is so important. Learn the lessons of history. Well, okay, you can learn a lesson and move on, but don't keep on raking over the coals of history. And so too with your personal history. No point in raking over the coals. No point in constantly going back to things you blame yourself for. No point in constantly going back to things that other people have blamed on you. Try and detach yourself from that. The future, it's not here yet. That's the point about the future. It hasn't arrived. What can you do about it? Very little. We can make our plans, and planning is no problem, but continuously planning is a problem. So if you have a holiday, work out where you want to go, find the best plane flights, book a ticket, stick it in your diary, file the email, and then forget about it. If you're spending every day away on holiday, you're missing your life here. If you're spending every moment dug in your past, you're missing this present moment. So when we gently scan through our body, we are right here. We're inside our bodies. Feel your body. Sometimes the mind escapes, and that's no problem. It's often going to do that, so don't be cross with yourself. But how do you bring it back? The simplest technique I use is just imagining that your nostrils extend right up into the center of your brain. It's a strange idea, but just imagine when you take a breath in through your nostrils, you can breathe all the way out through the nostril and right into the core of your brain. Kind of the breath in illuminates the center of your brain. So you take a lovely long breath in through your nose into the center of the brain. And then when you breathe out, imagine all the brain, the chi, the energy going down, almost like in an elevator into your belly. So you breathe out and let all the chi go down into your body, deep into your belly. And then just hold your mind there and gently breathe. So it's kind of bringing your mind back from wherever it is. You know, if your mind has escaped to the Isles of Waitrose, it's a gentle breath in to draw it back into the center of the brain. And as you breathe out, draw it back into the belly and just try and settle into your body. Gentle breathing, keeping the mind still. So Dr. Pang asks us in that poem or song to gently feel the chi field around us. So we have this idea of separation. This is the first idea we're going to dissolve today. Think of yourself as being a separate item, and the outside world as being out, and you being in here. But the truth is, even at an atomic level, you know, there's very little difference between inside and outside. But at a chi level, which is much, 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 much more refined than our kind of atoms and molecules, you are just a sea of chi, just held together by the idea of you. So just relax that idea of you and allow yourself to gently dissolve into the chi field around you. You can just imagine that if you were to stare in a mirror now, you'd just see a vague outline of where you stand. You'd find you'd gently become transparent. You could see through. You could just let your body dissolve into this shimmering mirage of yourself. Dissolved into chi. And then, of course, you can bring your mind back into the body again and just feel the solidity of yourself. So you can kind of rebuild the body anew. Every moment, every breath, our body gently dissolves and reforms. So we take advantage of this idea in Zheneng Qigong. We take advantage of the idea that the old patterns that seemed so important, we can just dissolve them and let them go. You know, something like my dad always used to tell me that I was terrible at maths, something you've held on to for a long time. You've always judged yourself as being unable to use maths, unable to park a car, whatever it might be. These stories that we've been told, we do use them to define ourselves. I am a father, a Qigong teacher, someone who likes working with wood, someone who prides themselves on computers. All of these stories, it's not who I am. Am I really that kind of computer geek? No, it's just a tiny facet of me. Something I enjoy, something I've built up, a little structure that I've made for myself. But it's not who I truly am. So we can just use this idea of dissolving into chi to understand that we can also dissolve other things into chi. What are the tricky points that need dissolving? What are the patterns that you hold? Do you hold yourself as a sick person? Do you hold yourself as an old person? Maybe a stupid person, maybe an unloving person, maybe a hurt person. Do you hold yourself as being someone who's terribly hurt? These are constructs of the subconscious that you have reinforced for years and years and years. Do you need to hold on to them anymore? Perhaps your immediate answer to that is yes, because of safety. I need to stay sick because how will I claim my benefits if I'm well? That was one of my students I came across a while back, who wanted to remain ill because they couldn't face what would happen next if they were well. Have to work again. Do you have to work again? All these kind of things that would change. And so this person held themselves in this state because of fear of change. Staying in relationships for fear of change. Okay, just going to take a little side loop here for a moment. Fear. That's about our kidney energy. So at wintertime, we become a bit more fearful because the kidneys come under pressure at wintertime. You'd be amazed to hear that each organ has a season, and then we're moving into winter season very shortly, and that means the kidneys have to do a lot of energetic work in the body. Kidneys, as you can imagine, it's all about water, your waterworks, as my gran used to say. Water freezes over in winter, so we keep our kidneys warm, we massage our kidneys, we put a hot water bottle on our lower back. Very often lower back pain, we think, oh, it must be muscular, must be spinal, but actually it's actually your kidneys. So keep your kidneys warm. Keep yourself hydrated. I think people drink less in winter. People, central heating turned up, fires on. I think we can become dehydrated as well. So keep your kidneys moisturized, keep them warm. There's always a level, isn't there? Too hot, too cold, just right. Find the balance. So it's natural for us to become a bit more fearful at this time of year. But the problem is that also kidneys are associated with growing old. The older you get, the weaker your kidneys become. So that's why we do lots of exercise and qigong to keep our kidneys strong. Is your first instinct to say no? Would you like to do something? No, I don't think so. And then a little while later you think, well, maybe I could do, why did I say no? I'm not quite even sure why I said no. It was just a fear reaction. Not sure if I'd like it, it worried me, so I just said no. But that's it. That is kind of an old age story. Just saying no because we're a little bit fearful. So just watch yourself. See if that's how you react. Is that part of your pattern? Is there genuinely something to be feared about? Or is it just an instant reaction deep inside? Does it get worse with age? Does it get worse in winter? Just watch yourself with these things, these fear reactions. Of course, fear is there for a good reason. Sometimes, walking along behind a football stadium late at night after a match, that's fear for a reason. That's keeping you safe, keeping you alive. Then there's also rational fear that has no worrying that your children are going to be run over by a bus. They're perfectly fine and totally safe and normal adults or teenagers or whatever. But you have this kind of oh dear panic every time they go out. Irrational fear. So what are the patterns behind that? Have you held yourself somewhere where you shouldn't have done? Have you stopped your life flowing? Kidneys and heart are often connected. No, sorry, I'll re-say that. The kidneys and the heart are intimately connected, but sometimes we can block them off. And the result of that is blocking off love in our lives. You can see where love and fear are intertwined. I can't love again because I'll get hurt. That's fear. Stopping love, blocking love. So look for the patterns. Just as you dissolved yourself into the chi field, why not let yourself dissolve a pattern like that? Does it have to serve you anymore? Or my lovely teaching partner, John, I remember him saying, when I was 34, I suddenly realized I was using an emotional pattern that I'd used when I was 12 years old at boarding school, and it had protected me then. He said, at 34, I realized I was still using the same pattern, and so I decided not to. There we are. That's exactly it. What's pinning you in place? Don't let it hold you forever. So in Dr. Pang's 8 phrases, we find ourselves relaxed, we find ourselves connected to the chi field, we find ourselves examining the body inside and out. We find ourselves examining ourselves. And then we realize that when we do all these things, we can connect ourselves together as a group. There's this kind of idea that if everything is made of consciousness, then we are always connected. We hear all these lovely twin stories. One twin in Sydney knows what's happening to another twin in London, intuitively. We know that someone's going to phone us. We just sort of think of someone, and then a couple of minutes later they ring and you think, wow, that's weird. Connections, deep connections. So feel that you can connect to me, because I can connect to you. We are connected. But in Zheneng Qigong, we also say, no time, no space. Time and space, just another construct of the mind. And so in reality, you can connect to everybody who does Zheneng Qigong. At one stage, there were 100 million people in China doing Zheneng Qigong. Now Zheneng Qigong is spread around the whole world. These people support you in your practice. You lend your support into the chi field, we connect. So just feel this good information you can plug into. Connect with me, connect with the teachers, connect with Dr. Pang himself, everybody in this chi field. All this good information flowing into your life. So in this really connected way, we can begin our exercises. We can begin our practice, as it were. The whole thing is our practice. But there's a little specific piece of practice. So I wanted to talk about duality. All of our lives are yin and yang. There's a constant flow, a constant change. We like to think nothing ever changes. But the truth is, everything is always changing. Change is the only thing you can rely on. You can guarantee that everything will change. In science, they call it entropy, the breaking down of everything and the returning back to its natural form. So things we build up gently dissolve back over years, hundreds of years, over hours, if we're talking about something like a teenager's bedroom, how you clean it up and then suddenly it dissolves back into this extraordinary state. Everything works this way. And so we're born, We gently move through life back to our final return and circle back round, because the implication is that why wouldn't we continue to cycle like everything else? So we have this movement of yin and yang. If you think of the yin and yang symbol, the white point slowly swells into a great white bulb, and then it arrives at the black point, which swells into a great black bulb, which turns to the white point, into the black point, into the white point. And so the yin and yang symbol revolves round. Studded into the middle of the white is a little seed of the black. Studded into the black is a little white seed, the indication that everything will always change. White might be at its absolute peak, but black is arriving. Black might be its absolute peak, and white is arriving. So we have this symbol that indicates to us that everything is constantly shifting and changing. So if you think that your life is stuck, think again. Everything can and will shift. People love to tack things down. They love to control everything as best they can and say, I don't want anything to move in my life. I don't want anybody to go anywhere. I don't want anybody to do anything. I'm controlling this. But you know how futile that is in the end, because things always break and change. It's only fear that makes us control. It's only insecurity that makes us control. Allow things to flow. You flow with them. Allow things to gently change around you. Don't control them. Just know that everything changes. So we see something like the war going on. But that will develop and change and become something else. There's no time frames given for these things, but change will come. It's inevitable. Eventually that will change into something else. We gently move forwards, and everything in the world moves at different cycles. So we might move from conservative into Labour, and it might take us 10, 15 years to move back into conservative, for another 10, 15, 20 years. And so it changes. China might become communist for 60 or 100 years, and then gently change into a dictatorship. All of these things shift, and obviously countries move at a different cycle to humans, to their lives. You may become a teacher and then gently move into something else. Your responsibilities as a parent morph and change as your children move on. So we have these constant cycles moving through our lives. And that is the nature of duality. The consciousness inside us experiences itself through this duality. But what is that consciousness inside us? The purity that makes up you. Where does it live? Well, in Zheneng Qigong, as we'd imagine, there's an area deep inside the center of your brain called Shen Ji Palace. Shen is spirit. So it's kind of like the upper spirit palace, Shen Ji Palace. If you were to take a line from your third eye and go straight into the center of your head, from your temple straight into the center of your head, from the top of the head, which is called Bai Hui, down straight into the center of the head. We're starting to get an idea of roughly where this point is, Shen Ji Palace. We can call Shen Ji Palace. You can actually say out loud, Shen Ji. Shen Ji. Shen Ji. find a note that resonates and seems to vibrate in the center of your head. Shen Ji. Shen Ji. Shen Ji. Shen Ji. Shen Ji. Shen Ji. Looking into the center of your brain. Shen Ji. Feeling into the center of your brain. Shen Ji. Let's go a little bit quieter. Shen Ji. Shen Ji. Shen Ji. Keep going. You can release your hands off your tummy. Hold a ball of chi in front of you. Wish or just stay there. Shen Ji. Shen Ji. Shen Ji. Deeper in the center of your brain, more and more quiet. Shen Ji. Shen Ji. It's going to become a whisper and then silently say it inside your head. Shen Ji. Shen Ji. You can allow that to stop. Concentrate into the core of your head. Feel the center of your head. Allow the whole of your head to illuminate with chi. Fill your neck and illuminate your neck with chi. Allow this chi to gently flow into your shoulders, down through your arms to your fingertips. Illuminate the whole of your spine with this pure, fine chi. The whole of the spine illuminates. Bring this pure, refined chi deep into your chest, deep into your midriff, deep into your belly. As we bathe our body in this chi, all of the body starts to heal and responds to this fine, perfect information. Allow the chi to spread into your hips and into your tailbone. Imagine the whole of your spine and ribs illuminated with chi. Work the energy into your hips and pelvis, into your thighs, to your knees, to your calves, to your ankles, to your feet. From the center of your brain, you radiate out this perfect, clean, clear information into your body. Allow the whole of your body to benefit from this incredible chi. Allow this refined energy to dissolve the old patterns that are no longer required. Feel the complete healing that this brings about. Complete healing in your head. Complete healing in your body. Complete healing in your arms and legs. Complete healing in the chi field around you. Complete healing in the connections that we have out into our lives. The connections to other people. Healing the connections we have. Complete healing into the old stories that we used to tell ourselves. Complete healing into the things of the future that we worry about. Heal those so when they arrive, everything works well in your life. Just as you stand or sit here, feel your whole body filled with this amazing, fine, refined chi, healing every cell of the body. We can gently bring our hands back onto the belly if they're not already there. And hold the hands there and feel the energy deep inside the belly. Chi resides deep inside your belly. This fabulous energy is going to keep you well, keep you happy, keep you healthy, supplying chi all throughout your body. And now as we stand in this kind of refined state, we can slowly start to rebuild our body. We can feel our head and feel our neck and shoulders down to our hands. Feel our whole spine and the whole of our body, our torso. Feel down into your hips and your pelvis, down into your thighs, tailbone, thighs, down into your knees, calves, ankles, feet. Just feel your body starting to rebuild itself. The chi now rebuilds itself with all this good information that we've flowed into the body. Feel the whole of your body coming back into perfect physical being, everything working well, all functions of your body returning to perfect working order, all functions of your body normal, imagine that, perfect working order. So let's just turn some circles around the belly button. We can just gently rotate around the belly button 3 times. And that just brings everything back into the core of the body, brings all the chi back into your belly. Any excess energy comes back here to be stored. So we hold all this chi inside and know that we have this fantastic reservoir of energy that'll feed us throughout the week. Then we can reverse the hands and go back the opposite direction, 3 circles the other way. And that just brings us back into our kind of daily mode, brings us back into life, brings us back into our bodies, brings us back and seals all the chi inside, holds it there. As you stand here, imagine your Wei Qi layer. So around your skin, this kind of barrier of chi, around your whole body, a protective shield of energy. And then wider than that, a meter in front of you, a meter behind, above, below, to the left and right, you have this vast kind of chi body around you. It protects you, but it also connects you as well. So feel yourself, see yourself, a being of light inside these wonderful shields of energy. Every cell in your body working well. All functions of your body returning to perfect working order. All functions normal. All functions of your body normal. Put a big smile on your face. Slowly open your eyes. Let the hands drift down. Make a little movement in your body. Anything that needs a gentle move can be stretched out, can be opened up, can be released. And then when we finish our meditation, we always say Hao La. Hao La means good already. Everything is sorted. So if you'd be kind enough to unmute yourselves, we can all say Hao La together. I'll count 1, 2. We put our hands up in the air and we say Hao La. Okay, so hands up. 1, 2. Hao La. 1, 2. Hao La. 1, 2. Hao La. Very good. Okay, so we've got a little salute for each other. Right hand is kind of facing upwards, right palm facing upward, left one sits down on top. You pull the fingers together and you can let your thumbs close. Thank you very much, everybody. Really nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day.
Thank you.
And thanks for our new person, Esme. If you fancy asking me any questions, you can always email me. Otherwise, well, you can all email me anytime you like. Have a lovely day, everyone.
Hi, Jeremy.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Thanks. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.